Hey guys, Nick Biddle here coming at you with this week's Leadership Drip. And this month, we're going through an entire series around accountability. How do you develop accountability? Can we train accountability? What is accountability? Last week, we took a first step look at accountability and we talked about how the word ownership and accountability kind of run hand in hand. If we can get our guys to take ownership of something, that's really the same as them being accountable. And a lot of times, accountability is hard to train because it's this big word that's really a result. And maybe the question that we should ask ourselves is, how do we create an environment where our guys will take ownership of what they do? And I told you this week I'm going to give you a few tips on how to do that. But first I was thinking, and I realized, the word transparency is also synonymous with accountability. And maybe it's not synonymous, but it has a lot to do with accountability, because where there is a lack of transparency, it is hard to hold somebody accountable. And for example, let's say you've got a big project with lots of people, 20, 30, 50, 100 guys on this project. If you've got that many guys, that many moving pieces, it would be easy for a young man or woman to hide. It'd be easy for them to slack off because it's hard as the leader to identify what they did, what they didn't do, where they're at. Too many moving pieces. However, you take that same person and you put them in an environment where there's 100% transparency. Like, let's say a two-man crew, them and a foreman. That environment is naturally going to create a natural accountability with that young man or woman, because that foreman knows exactly where they're at, exactly what they're doing, exactly what they've built. Because there is 100% transparency. Ownership is really no different. If we can create an environment where our guys would naturally take ownership of what they're doing, great things can happen. And how do you know if somebody owns something? Their name is typically on it. Go out in the parking lot and you will see a truck and you may wonder, who owns that truck? And if I gave you the title, you could look at that title and say, you know what, this guy right here owns the truck. His name's on it. The books that I've written, I put my name on them. My name's at the bottom, and I know I'm going to write a better book. I'm going to spend more money on the art cover. I'm going to invest more money in the paper quality, because my name's on it. And I want to be proud of that because my name's on it. So here's a tip, and I know some of you are already doing this, but carry a Sharpie around with you. One of the biggest problems we have is this good enough mentality. It's like, well, boss, it's above the ceiling grid, that's good enough. Or drywall's going to cover it up, that's good enough. And when you see something and you ask your guys, is that the level of work that you're proud of? Hey, boss, that's good enough. Hand them a Sharpie. Say, well, I want you to put your name on it. They'll say, what? Say, yeah, that's yours. You did it. You're proud of it. Put your name on it. I want anybody who comes in to know that you built that and you're proud of it. Now, I know some of you are already doing that, but it is amazing what a little shift will make. It's amazing what that little shift in activity will make in our results. And if we can connect those young men and women we're training and have them take ownership of what they're building, that's when great things can happen. If you're already carrying a Sharpie around, great. If you're not, next time you're at the shop or at the office, run in and grab one. And start having your guys sign their name to what they make. Next week, we're going to go a little deeper. I'm going to give you some more ideas on how to create an environment where our guys will naturally take ownership of what they build and what they do on a daily basis. Guys, that's it for the Leadership Drip this week. Until next time, take care.